Okay. So you know how much we all love to stay in the loop, right?
Right.
Like informed, but not spending hours and hours sifting through tons and tons of information.
Absolutely.
And that is exactly what we try to do here on the Deep Dive.
Yeah.
We basically take a deep dive into a topic that you want to know more about. And today, you've pointed us to something super interesting.
Yeah.
A whole guide on something that you might not even really think about that much.
Right.
The paper inside your planner.
Planner paper.
Planner paper.
Yeah.
So we're going deep into the world of planner paperweight today.
That's right.
And you might be thinking like, okay, is paperweight really that important? But
Yeah.
if you've ever had that experience where you're writing in your planner and suddenly the ink is bleeding through to the next page
Wait.
and it's messing up your notes,
Yep.
you know it really does matter.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference.
So in this deep dive, we are going to unpack what GSM, which stands for grams per square meter, actually means, and how that determines like the thickness and the feel of the paper in your planner.
Yep.
And then our goal here is to help you figure out what paperweight might be right for you,
Right.
for how you plan, and the tools that you love to use.
Okay.
So
Let's do it.
we can cut through the confusion
Babe through it.
together.
Yeah.
All right, so GSM,
GSM.
you said grams per square meter.
Grams per square meter. That's right.
What does that actually mean?
Well, essentially, it's the measurement that the paper industry uses to describe the weight of a sheet of paper.
Okay.
So you're taking a square meter of paper and you're weighing it.
Okay.
And that's how we get GSM.
So a heavier sheet of paper would have a higher GSM?
Exactly. The higher the GSM, the heavier the paper, and crucially, the thicker the paper.
Okay.
So it has like a real tangible impact on how the paper feels.
So the number like directly correlates to how thick the paper is going to be?
Yeah. And, thicker paper is generally going to be more durable. Less likely to have that bleed through.
Right.
Or what people call ghosting, where you can see the writing from the other side of the page.
I hate ghosting.
It's the worst.
It's so distracting.
Totally.
You're trying to focus on what you're writing now, and you can see what you wrote yesterday.
Exactly.
All right, so thicker is better for preventing that ghosting.
It definitely helps.
Yes.
There is a trade-off.
There's a trade-off.
As with many things in life.
Right.
Thicker paper is going to be bulkier.
Right, so if you're someone who really wants like a super thin, lightweight planner, that might not be the best option for you.
That's something to keep in mind.
You don't want to be lugging around a textbook
in
your bag.
Right.
Just to keep your life organized.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these different categories of paperweight.
Okay, yeah, let's get into the specifics.
That are out there, because the guide that you sent kind of lays out...
It lays it all out.
It's like a spectrum of GSMs.
Absolutely.
And we're going to start at the lower end.
Okay.
With the 70 to 80 GSM.
All right, so this is the lightweight category.
Okay.
You'll find this a lot in daily planners.
Okay.
Where portability is really key.
Right.
Like, you just want something that's thin and easy to carry around.
Easy to throw in your bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there is a potential downside.
Okay, tell me about it.
You are more likely to experience bleed through with these lighter weight papers.
So if I like my thick markers...
Yeah, if you love markers.
Or my fountain pens.
Or fountain pens.
This is probably not the right paper for me.
Probably not.
Okay.
You might find the ink kind of seeping through to the other side.
Yeah.
And that's never fun.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
All right, so the guide actually mentioned that 60% of people who use gel pens on this kind of paper have bleed-through issues.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It is.
So what can people do to prevent that?
Well, you can try using fine tip pens.
Okay.
They deposit less ink.
Okay.
So they're less likely to bleed through.
So if you're okay with using fine tip pens, you might be okay with the 70-80 GSM.
You could be, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move up.
Okay.
A notch on the scale here.
Okay.
So we're going from 70-80 GSM to 90 to 100 GSM.
All right. This is the sweet spot for a lot of planner users.
What makes it the sweet spot?
Well, you get a much smoother writing experience.
Okay.
Than with that lighter paper.
Okay.
And you also significantly reduce that ghosting.
Yes, please.
Yeah. That's what we want.
We want to get rid of the ghosting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, it can handle most pens.
All right.
Without bleeding through.
Okay.
So it's a really good kind of middle ground.
Okay.
Where you get the best of both worlds.
And actually, the guide said 78% of planner users prefer this GSM for their everyday planners.
That's a huge number.
That is a huge number.
Yeah.
So clearly the people have spoken.
The people have spoken.
They like the 90 to 100 GSM.
That's right.
And actually, the guide even gives a specific example of Lion paper
Okay.
that uses 100 GSM premium ivory paper.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
Fancy.
Yeah.
It is fancy.
Yeah.
And this is what they use in a lot of their planners. And apparently, it's designed for really smooth writing
Okay.
and minimal ghosting.
I like it.
And this is really interesting.
Okay.
A professional planner brand actually switched to this paper
Okay.
and saw a 30% improvement in customer retention.
Wow.
So people are sticking with them.
They're sticking around.
Once they make that switch to this higher quality paper,
Yeah, that really says something.
it really does.
Like people notice that difference
Yeah.
and they appreciate it.
Yeah. So it's not just about like the look of the planner or like the layout.
No.
It's really about how that paper feels.
It's the writing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
All right. So that's the sweet spot.
That's the sweet spot.
9100.
Yep.
Now let's go even thicker.
Okay, let's go thicker.
We're entering the premium territory.
Premium territory.
120 to 160 GSM.
Okay, so now we're talking.
All right. So this is for the heavy duty.
This is for the serious planner users.
Serious planner users.
The people who are using their planners for art,
Okay.
like really getting creative.
Well, they're using like markers,
Markers,
watercolors,
watercolors,
all kinds of stuff.
all kinds of things
Yeah.
that they don't want bleeding through.
Exactly. You don't want your masterpiece ruined by bleed through.
No, you don't.
Right.
All right, so this paper can handle it?
This paper can handle it.
Okay.
It's thick. It's durable.
It's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
And the guide even said that people who use planners in this weight range have a 95% satisfaction rate.
95%. That's amazing. So they love it.
They're very happy with it.
They're very happy.
Yeah.
And speaking of loving it,
Okay.
we have another example here
Another Lion paper example.
from Lion Paper.
Okay.
A bullet journal brand in the U.S. actually worked with Lion Paper
Okay.
to create a 150 GSM
Wow.
ultra thick textured paper
Nice.
that was specifically designed to hold up to
Watercolors.
watercolors and brush pens, and it was a huge success.
Huge success.
They had rave reviews,
Okay.
and pre-orders for their new journal went up by 40%.
40%.
40%.
What a lot.
So people were very excited about this paper.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to use watercolors in your journal, you want paper that can handle it.
You need that thick paper.
Absolutely.
You need the 150 GSM.
Yeah.
All right, so we've gone from like our lightest weight
Right.
to our premium.
Our premium.
What about if we go even thicker?
Okay, it's thicker.
Above 160 GSM.
Okay, so now we're talking like mixed media
Okay.
scrapbooking.
So this is like if you want to really go all out.
Yeah, you're doing collages.
Yeah.
You're adding all kinds of embellish.
Yeah, you need a really strong base for all of that stuff
They need a strong base.
to stick to.
Exactly.
So that's where this paper comes in.
That's where it comes in.
But obviously that comes with even more bulk.
Even more raw.
So it's not going to be the most portable planner.
No.
But if you prioritize durability over portability,
Yeah.
this might be the option for you.
If you're all about artistic expression
Yeah.
and you don't mind a little extra weight,
Then go for it.
go for it.
Go above 160 GSM.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about all these different paperweights.
Right.
Now, how do you actually choose the one that's right for you?
Well, that's the million-dollar question.
That is the million-dollar question.
It is.
So the guide actually breaks it down
Okay.
by planner type.
Okay. I like it.
So let's start with daily planners.
All right. So for daily planners,
What GSM are we thinking?
I would say that 80 to 100 GSM
Okay.
is a good range.
Okay, so right in that sweet spot.
Right in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
You get a good balance of a nice writing experience.
Okay.
But it's not going to be too heavy
Yeah.
to carry around.
To lug around with you all day.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually, a study showed that 80% of people who use daily planners frequently,
Okay.
like that weight range.
They're happy with it.
Okay, so makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, what about for the bullet journalers
Okay. For the bullet journalists,
and the artistic planner people?
you're going to want something thicker.
Okay.
You're going to want 120 GSM or above.
We're back in that premium territory.
Back in the premium territory.
Wait.
Yeah, you want something that can handle all those different art supplies.
Right, all the inks,
Yeah.
the markers.
Yeah, you want a smooth surface.
Yeah.
Something that's not going to bleed through.
Yeah.
And actually, the guide says that a lot of people find that 90% of their art supplies work well on this kind of paper.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
You can use most of your stuff
Yeah.
without having to worry
Yeah.
about ruining your journal.
And lion paper?
Lion paper again.
Lion paper again.
They're everywhere.
They're
killing it.
They actually worked with a leading bullet journal brand to develop a 140 GSM smooth paper.
Okay.
And that led to a 50% increase in sales
Wow.
among artists and calligraphers.
That's a big jump.
So clearly people were looking for this.
Yeah. They found what they needed.
They found what they needed.
Yeah.
All right, so what about if you're using a planner for work?
Okay. For work.
For business.
For business.
What are we thinking GSM-wise?
I would say 90 to 120 GSM.
Okay.
It's a good range.
Okay, so kind of right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a nice balance of quality and durability.
Because you want something that looks good.
You want something that looks good.
If you're bringing it to like a meeting.
Yeah, you want something that feels professional.
You want something professional.
Exactly.
And the guide says that 85% of users in professional settings think that this kind of paper enhances the appearance and functionality of their planners.
It makes sense.
And actually, a corporate planner brand chose to use 110 GSM executive paper.
Okay.
From Lion Paper.
Lion Paper.
Of course.
I should have guessed.
And they found that it really helped to elevate their brand value because it had that smooth ink flow.
Nice.
No bleed through.
Yeah.
So it just looked really good.
It looks sharp.
It looked really sharp.
Yeah.
And professional.
Professional.
The paper can really make a difference.
The paper can make or break a planner.
Yeah.
It really can.
Even in a professional setting.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've talked about paperweights.
Right.
We've talked about different types of planners.
Yeah.
But there's another element to this.
That's that.
That I think is really important.
Okay.
Which is the pen that you're using.
The writing tool.
The writing tool.
Yeah.
Because different pens perform differently.
Totally.
On different types of paper.
Absolutely.
So, let's start with gel pens.
Okay. Gel pens.
Very popular.
Very popular.
Super smooth.
Smooth.
What GSM do they work best on?
I would say 90 to 120 GSM.
Okay, so kind of that middle ground.
Yeah, right in that sweet spot.
Yeah.
You're less likely to get smudging.
Okay.
Which can be a problem with gel pens.
Okay. Especially on thinner paper.
Especially on thinner paper, yeah.
So if you're a gel pen fan,
yeah,
aim for the 9120.
Aim for the 9120.
What about good old-fashioned ballpoint pens?
Okay, ballpoint pens are pretty versatile.
Okay.
They can work on lighter papers.
Okay.
But I would say that you get the best results
Okay.
on 90 GSM or above.
So thicker is better even for ballpoint.
Thicker is usually better.
Good. Get a smoother ink flow.
Okay.
A more consistent line.
All right, so you want that nice smooth line.
Yeah.
You need a thicker paper.
Most of the time, yeah.
All right, and then what about markers and highlighters?
Okay, so for markers and highlighters,
Yeah.
you definitely want thicker paper.
Okay.
120 GSM or above.
All right, so back in premium territory.
Back in premium territory, yeah.
Okay.
Because you really want to prevent bleed through
Yes.
with those.
Nobody wants a highlighter.
Yeah.
Bleeding through.
Ruining everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so that is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, think about your writing tools
Yeah.
when you're choosing your paper.
Really important.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to switch gears slightly
Okay.
and talk about something that's obviously becoming increasingly important to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Sustainability.
Sustainability.
So the guide talked about
Yeah.
how there's this growing demand for recycled paper options
Yes.
in planners.
Absolutely. People want to make more sustainable choices.
Yeah, they don't want to be using paper that's like,
Right.
harming the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
So opting for a planner that uses recycled paper
Mm-hmm.
can be a really good way to reduce your impact.
Absolutely.
And the guide actually mentioned that 75% of environmentally conscious consumers
Wow, that's a lot.
appreciate this option.
Yeah, they're looking for it.
They're looking for it.
They want to support brands that are doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lion Paper.
Lion paper.
I know you were going to say it.
Had to.
They actually use 100% recycled 100 GSM paper.
Okay.
And they found that it helped a sustainable planner brand increase their engagement with eco-conscious customers by 35%.
Oh, wow.
So people are responding to this.
People are paying attention.
People are paying attention,
Yeah.
and they want sustainable options.
I want it all.
They want it all.
They want great paper that's also good for the planet.
They want beautiful paper.
Yeah, that's good for the planet.
Exactly.
And that's what they're getting from Lion Paper.
That's what they're getting.
They're also using FSC, certified eco-friendly paper.
Okay, what does that mean?
So that means that the paper comes from responsibly managed forests.
Okay, so it's all about sustainability.
It's all about sustainability,
Yeah.
from the sourcing to the production
Right.
to the final product.
Yeah, so you can feel good about your planner.
You can feel good about your planner.
Yeah.
All right, so last but not least,
Okay.
the guide actually gives a little glimpse into
Yeah.
what goes into choosing paper from the perspective of a planner maker.
Right. The people who are actually making these planners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for them,
Mm-hmm.
it's not as simple as just like picking a GSM.
No.
They have to think about a lot of different factors.
It's
They have to think about the cost of the materials.
Right.
They have to think about the quality of the paper.
Yeah.
And they have to think about what their customers want.
What the people want.
What the people want.
Exactly.
So they're actually paying attention to customer feedback.
Okay, that's good to
They want to know what people are saying about their planners.
Right. So it's not just them kind of making decisions in a vacuum.
No, they're listening to their customers. They
Yeah.
want to create a product that people are going to love.
That makes sense.
So it's really kind of a collaborative process in a way.
Yeah, the collaboration between the makers and the users.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, so
Go.
let's do a super quick recap
Okay, let's recap.
of what we've talked about today.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of information,
There's been a lot of GSM talk.
a lot of GSM talk.
Yeah.
So if you want a lightweight planner that's easy to carry around,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to want to go for that 70 to 80 GSM.
Okay.
But be mindful of the pens that you're using.
Right.
Because you might get some bleed through.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that sweet spot, the good balance of smoothness and minimal ghosting.
Yeah.
90 to 100 GSM is where it's at.
That's your sweet spot.
And then if you are an artist, if you're using your planner for creative pursuits,
Yeah.
you want that thicker paper.
You want that 120 GSM or above.
So you can really let your creativity flow
Let it flow.
without worrying about the ink bleeding through.
Exactly.
And of course, we have to talk about sustainability.
Yeah.
So more and more brands are offering recycled paper options,
That's awesome.
FSC certified paper options.
Yeah.
So you can really align your planning needs
Mm-hmm.
with your values.
I love that.
So it's not just about functionality anymore.
No, it's about the whole package.
It's about the whole package.
Yeah.
It's about feeling good about the products that you're using.
Absolutely.
So here's something to think about.
Okay.
As you go about your day, as you go about your planning,
Yeah.
what kind of paper
Mm-hmm.
really aligns with your ideal planning process?
Okay.
Do you want that lightweight convenience? Do you want the smooth, versatile middle ground?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you need that thick paper
Yeah.
that can handle all your creative ideas?
Right.
And how does sustainability
Mm-hmm.
factor into your decision?
Right.
Because it's not just about the paper.
Right.
It's about your whole experience.
It's about how you plan.
Yeah.
It's about your values.
Yeah. It's about crafting that perfect daily experience
Absolutely.
that is tailored to you.
I love that.
All right. Well, that is our deep dive
Yeah.
on planner paperweight.
Planner paperweight.
We hope you learned something today.
I hope so.
We hope you enjoyed our little journey.
It was a fun journey
It was a fun journey through the world of GSMs.
through the world of GSMs.
And until next time, happy planning.
Happy planning, everyone.